What's up, YouTube? Today we are back with another video recapping game 2 of the NBA Finals between the Spurs and the Knicks. It was an incredible game. Let's get into it. First off, I just want to say thank you for clicking on this video and all the support. I'm trying to hit a goal of 100 subscribers, so if you could please hit that subscribe button, like, share, and comment, it would mean the world to me. With that being said, game 2 of the finals between the Spurs and the Knicks. The Spurs got off to a hot start, and which is something they typically do. And what I'm starting to learn more about the Spurs is when they are fully energized and they are able to lock in on the defensive end, they create a lot of turnovers, they get out in transition, they make their offense easier. But with the amount of energy they are spending with such a short bench, it's not sustainable throughout the whole game, which is why in that third and fourth quarter you start to see them fade, because it's not just about how big the moment is, it's they are spending too much energy to play the way that they're playing. And it shows once you go and make those halftime adjustments. I think Mike Brown has done a really good job doing so. It's hard to continue that play of defense, especially with the way that the New York Knicks move the ball. Mike Brown has taken a page out of Steve Kerr's book, and a team that was very heliocentric last year with Jalen Brunson dribbling a whole lot, and people just standing in the corners, and maybe it might be a dribble handoff or a pick and roll, has turned into a lot of drive and kick. You see people cutting, you see people moving off the ball. It makes it easier because now you can't just lock in on one player. And like I said in previous videos, the ball has energy. As a former basketball player and a coach myself, when everybody's touching the ball, everybody's gonna be more engaged and locked in into the whole part of the game because they feel like they matter. And which is why the heliocentric offenses don't typically win in the playoffs. You can't win that way. It's really hard to win that way. So Mike Brown has done an incredible job of changing the way that the Knicks play. They were already a good defensive team, but now adding this offense to where it's not just the Jalen Brunson show, but the New York Knicks show, getting Karl-Anthony Towns more involved on the offensive end has helped them a bunch. And you see it because they are getting the Spurs in rotation. So what that means is they are getting the Spurs to close out, help the helper, and move on the defensive end and make multiple rotations throughout the whole possession. That one is taking the Spurs a lot of energy, and two, you're getting them and most importantly Wembanyama out of position, because now you have Wembanyama on the perimeter. He can't protect the paint. You get so many driving kicks and it ends in either a mid-range shot or a wide open three, and that is the big part of that. And I love that Mike Brown has implemented that, and it looks really good. I love that brand of basketball. Where I think the Spurs are getting themselves into trouble is they are helping too much off of the strong side corner. And what I mean by that is if the ball is on the right wing and there's a person sitting in the corner, the person that is guarding in the corner is sliding over to help instead of letting that drive go towards Wembanyama, who you know they're not gonna attempt a layup while he's standing down there. So why are you helping off the strong side corner when that's the easiest pass to make and it's just gonna be a easy catch and shoot? I think that is the Spurs' biggest problem. It's infuriating to watch. I'm not a Spurs fan, but I don't understand how they keep making that mistake and it hasn't been fixed, because they are giving up wide open threes when if you're guarding Brunson per se and he's beating you from the wing and you have Wembanyama standing in the paint, there's no reason you should come off of that corner shooter to help. You don't help off the strong side, especially not in the NBA. You help off the weak side to where that pass takes longer to get there and you can go close out. So you can say, oh, like the Spurs offense doesn't look well. They look gassed. The moment looks too big. They're not getting easy shots. But I think they're giving up too many easy shots, and I think that is something that's completely fixable. It's just they haven't done it. On the flip side, the Spurs offense, it looks a little stagnant. It looks like the Knicks coaching staff has done a lot of film review of their favorite actions, and they're blowing them up before they even get started. The Spurs, I've seen the Spurs come and set a double screen to where Castle has the opportunity to pick which way he wants to come off of it, and they're high hedging that to stop it before it gets started. I've seen them run pistol action where they throw it in and then they try to get a dribble handoff. They're bumping the ball handler before he can get the ball back, and that is throwing off the timing, as well as, okay, the Spurs aren't immediate. They don't have that immediate second action, and I think that's the problem. So not only did the Knicks do a great job of film watch, but the Spurs aren't getting into that second action quick enough to where the Knicks, once they do that, now the defense can get reset. You're not making the move, and they're too good defensively to not do that. You saw that towards the end of the game when Wembanyama gave a spirited talk to his team, and that seemed to really fire them up and invigorate them. Obviously, they came all the way back. They had a chance to go win it, tied at 104, and then you just get the costly turnover. That cannot happen. Which, as generational as Wembanyama is, he is probably, if not first, the second most generational prospect to ever grace an NBA floor. At the end of the day, he's still a big. Your guard should not be running away from the ball in crunch time, because you don't want your 7'4" big man dribbling the ball up the court against pressure. Yes, can he handle the ball? Yes, but you don't want that. One of your guards has to go to him, get the ball, and then you go set up whatever shot you want to get. It can't be that, and you see what happens. Boom, they turn the ball over, foul. Then we get to the last possession. I thought Victor got a great look. I see a lot of people on social media saying, oh, like he's trying to be KD, but I think people think that Wembanyama should be a low post player. I think his center of gravity is too high to consistently do that. I think his best place to operate is in the mid post. And once he gets comfortable there, that's when you will see a jump in his offensive production, as well as it being more consistent. But he gets the look, catch and shoot mid-range, he just misses. It was a good look. I'm not mad at it. I think you have to knock that shot down. And realistically, we are a couple of mistakes in each game away from this being 2-0 Spurs or tied at 1-1. So do I think this series is over? No, but I think the Spurs have to get a grip and understand that, hey, we can't have these little mental breakdowns if we want to win. And for the Knicks, I think it's going to be them continuing to get them in rotation defensively, which is something that the Thunder didn't do enough, which is why Victor was able to just sit in the paint. The Knicks need to make sure they keep doing that. They're knocking down shots. I don't think this series is over. I'm sticking with my prediction, Spurs in 6. I think they still need to, if they need to win game 3, if they want to get back in this series, it's an absolute must. They need to come out desperate. It's not going to be easy. It's the first home NBA Finals games probably every single Knicks fan in attendance has ever experienced. So the arena is going to be rocking. It's going to be tough for a young team to go in there and not be rattled and do what they need to do. But if they are, I don't think it starts with Wemby. I think it starts with De'Aaron Fox. He is the vet. He has to come out assertive. He has to come out attacking and not be timid. I think that's been a huge problem. He hasn't tried to get himself going. He's been too indecisive, and that is what is leading them to not have a win in this series. Because realistically, everything else they're doing is great. Brunson is shooting like 38% from the field or something like that. He's not shooting well. I think they need to do a better job on Cat. OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges have been up and down. Josh Hart isn't knocking down a bunch of shots. Landry Shamet is, but they're not just doing everything wrong. It's the fact that they're relying on their 20 and 21-year-old guards when they have their vet who has been in the playoffs. He hasn't been in this moment, but he's been in the playoffs. You're paying him $60 million a year. He has to be your key cog, and he has to be decisive and assert himself early to get everybody else relaxed. So I'm excited for game 3. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Who needs to step up for the Spurs and what needs to continue to happen for the Knicks if each team wants to win. I appreciate y'all so much. Please like, subscribe, and comment. I feel the love. I want to keep pushing these videos out for y'all. I love talking ball. I want to talk ball with y'all. So thank you, and we'll be back.